and I need to set a variable. Part of the reason it's doing this. So one of the things that I do a lot, that I forget about a lot, and then I come back and go, oh yeah, is I will often set this here. So like where it said the relative scale 3D. So I pulled out the relative scale, right? And this is a very simple mistake. It's very easy to fix, luckily. So over here, what I had was this plugged into here, plugged into here. So what this says is I want to lerp between the relative scale 3D and the relative scale 3D plus whatever I add into here, and set that to the new relative scale 3D. So the problem with this is every time I set the new relative scale 3D, I am then adding, like lerping between that new relative scale 3D and the added version. So it's constantly scaling. That was the problem. What I needed to do was set a new variable right over here called scale. So the original scale is maintained. Boom. And then boom. So now, instead of scaling constantly, it's going to get the original scale value, lerp between that and the increased value, and set the scale 3D. As you can see, it did that once. I only want this to, I don't want it to be that big of a boost. And I want it to loop. So now it should go whoop, whoop, whoop. As you can see, kind of looks cool, kind of like a heartbeat. All because I missed two things. Actually, technically two. I am brilliant sometimes. And by brilliant, I mean sometimes I'm really, really dumb. Story of my life. Now, let's go ahead and give this the life up matte so that it doesn't look like crap. Womp, womp. I can go ahead and get rid of this. That's exactly what it is, actually. So what this is designed to do is actually, every time one of these is picked up, it gives a life to the player. Very simple. Boom. Add to life. We currently don't have a display for the life counter, so I need to go ahead and make a display for the life counter, which I believe I have in the main menu UI. Oh, right. This was the really failed... Yeah, this was my failed life counter. I'm going to have to come back to that. I was trying to get it to do kind of like a Zelda Link to the Past thing where it would actually add hearts or add the rings based on how many lives you had, but that never worked. So I'm going to actually have to come back to that. But for now, we'll do a very basic, let's say text. So for now, I'm just going to make a simple text box with another text box because I'm actually running out of time. This one is going to say lives. This one is going to, and I'm doing something that I don't highly recommend right now, which is binding. Binding can work for some things, but in a lot of cases, when you bind, it actually updates on tick, and that can get you bogged down really quick. So I don't recommend it for a lot of things. Really using calls and stuff like that is a better choice, but I can update that. get player controller, boom, get lives to int. So hit play. Hit actually play. What's the note? Oh. Add another return node that returns blank. Okay. Look, I really need you to show up here, so just so I can see that it's actually working. Because that should say 7 right there. Oh. No, that's... Well, it should say 4 in the beginning. Oh, why are you not showing up now? Okay. Wrap with horizontal box. Place this in the horizontal box. Fill. Fill. Boom. Color green. Why is this not working now? Get text 0 runs. Get player controller. Oh. God. There we go. Boom. Now we have a life counter. So now all of them pulse and glow, and we can gather a whole bunch of lives, and then apparently it resets. And oh nope, that actually worked this time. Boop. Okay, cool. So now it's actually working the way I wanted it to. There we go. So yeah. Easy, simple life counter. Nice 2D thing. Very simple. Don't think there are, but do you know any games that are entirely built on Blueprint alone without the use of C++? I know there are a few. I can't remember a Blueprint only game. Each component usually takes about, like, This took me about 15-20 minutes. The life counter obviously took most of the stream. Most of these only took anywhere between 20 minutes and 2 hours apiece. So it's different. So the blueprint question, I believe there is, but I don't know. But yeah, each individual component in here, except for this took me a while. This was a pain in the ass. Actually, no, I think this was still only about 2 hours. This was difficult, though, and mostly because I'm bad at math. And it's entirely done in math. But yeah, no, each individual component takes a little while, but overall, not too long. You wanted to see the superhero project, and I think I'll show you that before I leave today. Are there any questions for this specific project and what we just did? Just to kind of quickly go over it, we made a life counter that does pulse and stuff so that it kind of gives a nice little graphic effect. We made a slight material for it with a Fresnel so that it's not just an ugly, plain, blocky material. Gave our coins a new material as well. Get our door up. And then we made these little breakable things. But see, I'm not good at math, but I'm good at figuring out what formula to use. That is something I'm good at. And really, once you figure out which formula to use, it's just plugging in numbers. That's the good thing about this kind of stuff. The bad thing is you got to figure out the formula. Okay, superhero project. Extract. Yeah, let's just extract it here for now. I can move it later. Don't know how long this is going to take because it is actually a fairly sizable project. So, yeah. Okay. And it is done. Awesome. I think that was in... also, I'm not on 4.14. I'm only on 4.13 on this computer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see. Let me go to Browse, Desktop, Superhero. Boom. Open a copy. Something to note, we do have a convert in place option. Please don't ever use that. Just, it actually hurts my brain when people suggest that they use convert in place. Okay, so this project, there isn't too much, but we've got our flying system here, which actually is pretty simple, and we have it set up to where it constantly checks for the ground, and if you hit the ground, you start walking again. It switches you out of flight mode. Now, do I have... yeah, target. I have to remember how to do this. Because I haven't messed with this project in a while. I haven't had time. Let me go into my third-person blueprint here. And let's see. So this is kind of what we've got so far. And it basically, let's see, which one is our... That's the set visibility. That's that. Trace ground. Left shift is that. Oh, shift is the down and then the up. Ability type switch, gamepad, movement input. Oh god, is this before I made the oh, I hope not. That's gonna suck. What's depreciated?